friends, now let's look at some of the approaches in teaching English to non-native speakers. We have approaches like structural approach, situational approach, functional notional approach, communicative approach, etc. Approach is different from method because approach tells us what to teach rather than how to teach. So method helps us to understand how to teach, whereas approach shows what to teach. So first let us look at the structural approach in teaching English. Structural approach means study of English through studying its structures one by one. We have different structures in the English language, right? And these structures are studied one by one in the structural approach. So English is studied by studying the structures of English. And the approach must be scientific. This approach is scientific, and to make it scientific, the selection and gradation of structures are made in a certain order. See, first structure, there's a kind of ordering the structures. Okay, selection and gradation of structures are in a certain order, in a scientific order. We must select structures for the earlier classes and put them in such an order that the easier and the more useful ones are taught first and the difficult ones are taught later. So for the earlier classes, the difficult structures are later introduced and the easier structures are taught at first. Putting the structures in this order after selection is called the gradation of structure. There is a process of selecting the structures, which one the easier ones to be chosen at first, to be introduced to the earlier classes, to the primary classes, or the classes in which when the learners begin to study English. And after that, grading the structures. There is selection and grading the structures in the structural approach. Putting the structures in this order after selection is called the gradation of structures. Thus, in the structural approach, selection and gradation of structures according to their easiness and usefulness is essential. The structural approach is the process of selection and gradation according to the stage at which the learner is at. This is very important. How is it graded? It is graded according to the easiness, the level of easiness, and also the usefulness. Therefore, the structural approach is mainly concerned with these two processes, selection and gradation of the structures. Structural, as I told, approach is different from method. Structural approach is not a method. It is only an approach to the teaching of English by a careful arrangement of the materials to be taught. Okay, if there are different materials and it is carefully arranged, it tells us what to teach. Any suitable method of teaching can be used for this. So any suitable method, whether it could be translation method, which is an outmoded one, okay, direct method, audiolingual method, all these, any sort of method could be used in structural approach. The oral method is the best suitable method in this structural approach, which is the best suitable method for the teaching English through the structural approach way is the oral method. Oral method. Shall we look at some of these principles of structural approach? According to F.G. French, the structural approach is based on the following principles. First one is importance of speech as a necessary means of fixing all the groundwork firmly. Structural approach gives more importance to speech. Importance of the child activity rather than the activity of the teacher. It is child oriented, it is learner oriented. It gives importance to the child activity, what the children do, rather than the activity of the teacher. Third one is the importance of forming language habits, particularly the habit of arranging words in different sentence patterns. So these are the major three principles of structural approach according to F.G. French. What are they? Importance of speech is there. Child activity is given importance rather than the activity of the teacher. Then there's the importance of forming language habits. Habit formation takes place. Okay, like arranging words in different sentence patterns. What are the different types of structures? Are there different types of structures? Yes, of course. There are four main types of structures. There are sentence structures. Second one is formulas. Third one is phrase structures. Fourth one is idioms. What are sentence structures? Sentence structures are patterns. Are about 275 basic sentence structures. There are about 275 basic sentence structures which a pupil is required to learn at the early stage. They are divided into 7 parts as shown below. Structures having 2 parts. First one is structures having 2 parts, that is he and writes. For example, he writes. Structures having 3 parts, he reads a book. Structures having 4 parts, he gave me a pen. See, 4 parts are the he, gave, me and a pen. Structures beginning with there. There is a boy in the library. Structures beginning with a question verb. Are you going to the market? Are you going to the market is a question. So there are different types of structures. Okay, sentence structures. The structures in different sentences. That they are called patterns also. This is the first type of structure. Second one is formulas. What are formulas? Formulas are words or phrases of high frequency used for stimulating actions on the part of the pupils. They are also used to stimulate conversations between the teacher and the pupils or among the pupils themselves. Formulas are something they are words or phrases that stimulate actions on the part of the people. Okay. For example, good morning, stand up, hello, how are you, goodbye. These are the formulas or the words that stimulates actions. When you say good morning, the other one replies with good morning, right? When someone says stand up, action follows, right? Children might stand up. Hello, how are you? There is a typical response to the question of how are you. Then goodbye. There will always be reply to goodbye. So these are the formulas. Okay. What are phrase structures? Third one is phrase structures. Phrase structures include at the bottom of. Examples of phrase structures at the bottom of, a handful of, at different words, combination of different words. Okay, on the table, across the road. These are phrase structures. What are idioms? These are the fourth type of sentence, right? And structures. There are the groups of words. It must be taught as a whole to get a particular meaning. To get rid of, put up, set on, in spite of, etc. idioms. Structural approach is not a method, remember that. It is only an approach to the teaching of English by careful arrangement of the material to be taught. Any method of teaching can be used for it, and oral method is the best method to be used for structural approach. What are the characteristics? The structures are based on word order. There are 275 structures and 150 structural words from the core of English learning. Okay, I am ending with a structural approach. Now let's look into situational approach. Is that okay? Okay. What is the situational approach? The English we speak is understood easily by the peoples when it is directly linked with the situation, right? When there is a situation surrounding a conversation, we can easily understand what is being said. A structure or a word becomes meaningful to the learner when it is used in appropriate situations. So it's called appropriateness. Situational approach means you are actually situating the words or phrases or whatever it is, the language itself, situating the language in a particular situation. Locating a piece of language in a particular situation, and that situation will help the learner to understand the conversation, the language in a better manner, because it is because of the situation that those conversations or those parts of language had emerged. So studying language by contextualizing, by understanding the context, the situation at which things happen. So this is called situational approach. It is in this way that a child learns his mother tongue. A child learns his or her mother tongue through this situational approach. Okay, it's a natural approach. The child learns the mother tongue by getting used to hearing certain patterns of speech in the mother tongue in relation to certain situations. There are certain patterns of speech occurring in certain patterns of speech occur only in certain situations. So it is situation dependent. The patterns of speaking, the patterns of producing languages is based upon the context of the situations. So situational approach looks at the situation at which these conversations could happen. Language arises from situations. Language could only arise from situations. The need for expression in language must arise from the need to deal with the situation we are in. The need to express, our thoughts in language, or our ideas or our replies in language arise from the need to deal with the situation we are in. So it is basically the situation that creates the need for expression in language. It is situation that creates language. Without the situation, there is nothing called language. So language basically exists because of the presence or because of the existence of situation. If the need for expression in a language is urgently felt, then that language is learned quickly. See, necessity is the mother of invention. If the need for a certain expression is immediately felt, then the language can be learned, language can be used very quickly. Situations making teaching natural. Situations are very much needed to make the teaching process a natural one. It also saves time. Okay, children can understand language in a better way when they are made to understand the situations for which this language occurs. What are the situations used in teaching? Situations are used to introduce and establish a new structure and to relate it to its meaning. Second one is to build up vocabulary. So vocabulary, everything is related to any part of language, any level of language, okay, whether it is semantics of or syntax. Everything is related to the situation. So it helps to introduce and establish a new structure to the learner, as well as to build up vocabulary. Situations. How are situations created? Situations are created with objects. Different teaching aids are used to create situations in classrooms. We use objects, models, pictures, etc. Objects denoting this is the object, we should talking about it, and pictures depicting a situation. So such things, situations are created. Since there are no natural situations occurring in classrooms, we have to create it artificially through the use of objects, models, pictures. Second is by actions, gestures, miming, dramatization, etc. Chalkboard drawings and verbalism. Verbalism can also be used for creating situations. What is a situational approach? Teaching a language in relation to a situation is called situational approach. The approach to teaching depends to a great extent on speech. Action and language can be joined if we teach orally. Okay, that comes under. There are basically two types of situations. Okay, there are natural situations. There are also artificial or situations that the teacher artificially creates in the classroom. What is natural situation? Making use of a situation or event which happens in the classroom for teaching English is called a natural situation. In the classroom, there are different situations that occurs naturally. So using such a situation to introduce new concept, a new structure, or to teach language, it is known as natural situation. Only those situations that offer a suitable basis for teaching the language item should be chosen as a situation. It must be appropriate to the stage of the class also, to the level of the class also. For example, the teacher can ask what the time is. What the time is if a student comes late to the class. So in that way, new structures or the conversation, all these things can be introduced to the students. Or if a chalk if there is a lack of a chalk in the classroom, so then the teacher can initiate conversation with the students to help her to get a chalk from the office room or from the next classroom. So these are the natural situations likely to occur in a classroom naturally, and artificial situations are the situations that the teacher deliberately creates by the use of objects, verbalism, dramatization, pictures, models, etc. Okay. Can we go on to the communicative teaching of English? Communicative approach. So it has to be understood from experience that people who have studied English according to the traditional forms of teaching, like whether it could be translation method or structural approach, so direct method even, so they are unable to make communication. They are unable to make up conversations in actual life situations. So there comes the role of communicative approach in teaching English. Communicative approach is a skill-based language course for developing the skill of communication. Here the communication part of language is given more importance. Even if we study the structural approach, different structures of the language, of the English language is introduced. Even then, children may lack, those peoples may lack the ability to communicate in actual life situations. So communicative approach focuses on helping students communicate in actual life situations. It is a skill-based language course for developing the skill of communication. Skill of communication involves oral and written communication. This contains both expressing idea and receiving idea. Communication involves expressing as well as receiving the idea. There are two types of communication. It is oral communication and written communication. So teaching of English must therefore aim at imparting adequate ability in the oral and written examination, both for expressing and receiving. So communicative approach attempts to create communicative competence in the children. It aims at helping the learners to use the structures to communicate in such a way that they can communicate well in the real life situations. The approach considers language in terms of its structures. So it also uses the structures. Structures are the basis of understanding language. Structures are used, and how these structures could be used in communicative functions. That is what the communicative approach focuses on. So what are the different forms of communicative needs? It could be for performing, it could be for making suggestions. We communicate to make suggestions. We communicate to ask questions, or to give orders, or to understand something. Okay, these are the communicative functions. So structural approach, the structures in the English language are combined with the communicative functions such as making suggestions or giving orders or asking questions. So all these things to make up the communicative competence in a child. Thus here we combine the functional aspects of the language, that is communication, along with the structural aspects to achieve communicative competence. How does this communicative competence is achieved in this child? It is by combining the functional aspects of the language along with the structural aspects of the language. Okay, it aims at fluency focused language activities rather than accuracy focused language activities. Appropriacy, the context, everything is in focus rather than the meaning and grammar is not taught as such. It is imbibed in an inductive fashion. Is there any disadvantage of the communicative approach? Yes, there are some drawbacks. It is not actually disadvantages or drawbacks. It is actually, some professionally trained teachers are required for teaching, as in the direct method that we have seen. Professionally trained and accurate fluent teachers, or teachers having special professional training and competence are required to teach in this approach. Suitable books and other reading materials are needed, but it is very much lacking. Okay. So people who are accustomed to the other methods and approaches may find it confusing in the beginning stage. Evaluation of communicative competences is difficult. In primary classes, where the foundation knowledge of the English language is to be provided, the application of the communicative approach may be a little difficult. These are the different things. Thank you. Bye bye.